Hey y'all, it's January the 1st, 2018. And y'all, the other day, I was having a conversation with some folks in which I posed them a couple of questions to answer. Now, they're kind of deep questions, so I can understand why people wouldn't exactly be prepared to answer them. Alright? But I like to post that question. I posted it before, and I will pose it again. In fact, that's going to be the main, there's going to be main questions that I ask people, and I want them to answer them. Alright? That being said, obviously it's only fair for me to answer them. I believe I have answered them, but I want to answer them again on this video very clearly, as clearly and articulately as I possibly can. Alright? The first question is this, that I ask people: what is a man? And of course, you know, nothing that I do is original or anything. I actually have heard people ask this particular question, and I like this question. What is a man? Right? People would have obviously their own opinions, and I want to hear about them. But my personal opinion of what a man is, well, it has to originate with God. Actually, it's the God that I believe in. It's the God of the Bible. All right? A lot of people don't believe in him, and that's cool. We live in America. All right, but it has to do with God because, see, there's such a thing called a family unit. All right, a man is in charge of a family unit here on Earth. This human being family unit, it's ran by what is called a man. Right? God puts that man there. All right? God has put a man there. The man, he is a vessel. All right? He is a vessel which God delivers love to the earth through human beings. That is what a man is. All right? More specifically, God sends his love to a man, and the love then goes to a lady. That would be his wife. Right? Love doesn't exist, in my particular opinion, anywhere else, in any other way as far as human beings go. It goes straight directly to a man, and then he passes it on to his wife then to the children, thus completing the cycle, which is a family cycle. Right? That's how it goes. That's the only way, in my opinion, in which love actually occurs. It occurs through God. Right? It goes directly to a man. Thing is, y'all might say out there's a lot of men who ain't married. Right? Irregardless, this is my opinion. It goes directly to a man. He's to deliver it to a lady. That would be his wife. Right? That's where love occurs. Right? And nowhere else. A man can be nice to other ladies and stuff and treat them right, and he should. Right? But that is not love. A man can have brothers and stuff and treat them good and really respect them, and he should. That is also not love. That's not where love exists, in my opinion. A man, like I said, is a vessel, and he delivers love to the family. Now, a lot of people are feeling a lack. A lot of people are feeling some sort of gap inside of them. In some way, form, or fashion, and there are many variants, they're experiencing a lack of love. And that comes from God, and it only comes in one way. And they're trying to figure out different ways. Unfortunately, there's not going to be any different ways. All right. But a man, like I said, is a vessel. To be more specific, a man is strong. He has to be for his children. And like I said, there are exceptions. There are men out there who aren't married and who don't have children. However, they have to understand, as a general rule, this is how love is created. And of course, it's just my opinion. Right, but a man is a vessel. Not only that, he is the head of his household. Period. There is no, I mean, I understand there's a lot of variants taking place on the earth. You're going to find complications with those variants inevitably. And all y'all out there, rightfully so, might be thinking to yourself, well, there's man-lady scenarios in which aren't working out that are very bad relationships. What do you say about that? Well, what I say about that is those are very bad relationships, all right? Involving people who are very angry probably and very confused in their life. And the reason for this is because somewhere along the line, their family unit kind of dissipated a little bit and got all messed up and twisted up. And their brains got a little bit messed up. But we're speaking about ideals here. The way things should work. A man is a vessel. He is the head of his household. All the decisions that are had inside his household go through him, period. He is the quarterback. He's the head of it. He is the guy. All right? And we're experiencing a lot of people who do have gender confusion. I feel for them. They are human beings. They deserve all the respect that any other human being deserves. People who are confused about the gender, I don't blame them. There's been a societal breakdown in which people are very confused as to what a man is. Right? The purpose he serves, like I said, he's merely a vessel in which through God sends love. Right? And he does this in certain ways. A man is certain things. A man is strong. A man administers discipline in his household. All right? And that doesn't mean physical. It really doesn't have to be physical. A man's very big and intimidating anyways. So the thing is, he administers discipline. He shows love this way. He shows his children how they should come up. All right? He shows them the way. And this is the role of a man. This is what a man does. A man goes out and he provides. Right? And traditionally speaking, that would be in the form of like a shelter and things of this nature. He can do that. He can build it with his own dang hands. That is what a man does. Right? And obviously there are exceptions to the rule, but this is the rule. This is what a man is. Right? He's strong. That doesn't mean he's a bully necessarily, but it does mean that he will tell you what is right and wrong. That is his place. All right, so that would basically be my answer. And of course, there's other details that could be added to that. But generally speaking, that would be my answer of what a man is. All right, a lot of people are going to disagree. God bless them. All right, the next thing, another question that I want to ask before we get out of here. Another question that I'm going to ask basically everybody because it's very necessary, especially considering this Caitlin Nicole Davis thing and any child abuse case in general. The next question I would ask is, where do you draw the line? What do you what do you think is appropriate when you're speaking about sexual behavior? And this is just your opinion. All right, I'm about to share you my opinion. What is your opinion of what you find sexually appropriate? Because we all understand you can go on the internet and find out within seconds things that are very inappropriate and absolutely should not be introduced to children. All right, so my line is, or my question is, where do you draw the line? And I'm about to tell you where I draw my line. Thing is, there's the question of what is appropriate. What do you find appropriate in your opinion for people to be doing, and what do you find just to be inappropriate? And then there's another aspect to the line of what is acceptable, right? In a society, idealistically speaking, in your opinion, what is acceptable as far as sexual behavior and what is not? What is to be tolerated and what is not? Because we completely understand that there's certain things that are not to be tolerated, to include rape, and I think everybody here would include prepubescent relations. Nobody believes in that at all here, right? So obviously there is a line, but is that where the line is? This is what I'm asking. Is that where the line is? And what is actually appropriate? Are you allowed to have an opinion here in America? Thing is, I don't know if I'm allowed to or not, but I'll go ahead and let y'all know my opinion. And it's something that I've stated before, and I want to be very quite clear about it. Is my opinion as far as what is appropriate, what is not. Where I feel that people delve into the line of sexual deviation is when they are having relations, when they're getting together, getting naked and doing all whatever it is they do. Whatever it is they do, I feel like it is all, every last bit of it is sexual deviation. In my opinion, it's gross. All right, and I weep for them. but they're going to do what they're going to do. I'm not going to stop them. Thing is, it's all, every last bit of it, every sexual encounter to me is gross. Don't want to see it, don't want to be a part of it. All right? Except for, and aside from the one exception, and that is having relations in order to make a baby. All right? And obviously people are going to be like, well, old people, they have relations, they can't make a baby. It is possible, but this is something that's been written about in the Bible and other various documents. It still is possible. Right? It's possible for any, just to get graphic, any wiener and vagina to make a baby. It absolutely is possible. You wouldn't believe it. All sort of people have babies who they never thought they would have babies. All right, so it's very possible, but only in that circumstance. All right, and there's people out there who's heterosexual people, and they'll be having relations but not trying to have babies. In my personal opinion, it is not appropriate. All right, that's my own personal opinion. I'm not taking anybody to jail, but I'm allowed to have my personal opinion. Everything else is sexual deviation. If you're not doing it to have babies, then I find it to be gross. If you are doing it to have babies, God bless you. I don't want to see it. All right. And then when I draw the line at what's absolutely not acceptable, like I said, I think most people will agree, prepubescent relations absolutely is not acceptable. All right. There's certain things that are just not acceptable, to include rape of any sort. I don't find that to be acceptable at all. In fact, I personally believe there should be a much harsher punishment, a much harsher punishment for anybody who goes ahead and does that, and anybody who goes ahead and lies about it. I think there should be a very harsh punishment, if you know what I'm saying, and I think that you do. All right, it is unacceptable. These things are unacceptable. When people talk about tolerance and all-inclusiveness, you got to understand they are talking about rapists. They are talking about pedophiles. All right, and there's other things. I mean, there's things that I just wouldn't tolerate. All right, me personally, I don't find it acceptable at all, and this is my personal opinion. I don't find it acceptable at all for any relations to be had unless a father knows about it. All right, a father is aware of this. Now you might say, well, that is just not happening today in America. So be it. That's my opinion. A father should know about it, and traditionally this is why people got married before having relations and having babies out of wedlock. And I know that sounds very judgmental, and I know it sounds very hypocritical because I done it. I know I done it. It was retarded. I was absolutely blessed with a miracle that is a baby. However, you understand that it was to make a baby and nothing else. Absolutely nothing else. My opinion is, when you have relations, and this goes for any one of us, outside of marital bounds, you're basically raping yourself. Now, should you go to jail for that? I don't believe so. But it is my opinion that you're basically raping yourself. And it is of my opinion that we're teaching our children to basically rape themselves, because they don't understand how significant and miraculous their bodies are. The fact is that they can reproduce people. Right? They don't understand it necessarily. They don't understand the gravity of it. They don't understand that they're being made to rape themselves is what they're doing. And so therefore rape and sexual allegations become very conspicuous. It becomes very ambiguous. We can't even understand what is rape and what isn't rape. It's becoming a very blurred line, is it not? In my opinion, it's all kind of rape. You can rape yourself and stuff if you don't understand what relations are for and how they're used in order to further God's people here on earth. All right. So, I mean, there's certain things I absolutely won't accept. Throw out an example. I'll tell you whether or not it should be acceptable. And it is all just my opinion. It is for discussion. Meanwhile, to me, where I draw the line at being inappropriate is anything outside the idea of creating babies, to me, is gross and disgusting. And not only that, no sort of sexuality should be brought around children of school age at all, period. Not your homosexuality, not your straight sexuality, nobody's. They're children. Stop it. It's disgusting. Sex ed is disgusting. All the stuff on the television and stuff that we teach children. I mean, I hear the lyrics to all these children's rap songs and stuff. It is absolutely disgusting. It's over the top, unnecessary. In fact, it's unacceptable. All this stuff. Don't bring nothing around children. Don't bring your transgender things around children. Don't bring anything that includes your wiener and your vagina around children. I absolutely draw the line. That's unacceptable. But see, this is where I'm drawing hard lines. And I'm going to have to ask people out there to consider drawing themselves some hard lines, because we need results. We can't have results without hard lines. All right, and it is just our opinion. It is up for debate. There are no laws and stuff that we're enacting and stuff, but we need to talk about this stuff. And so that's why I'm going to continue to ask y'all. Y'all, we're both sleeping in the tribulation. It is January the 1st, 2018. I hope y'all have a happy new year. And I'll holler at y'all. Y'all need to holler at me on the comments and stuff like that.